That's true.
Okay, I'll tell you, we did not go back and look at the film on Saturday. We just put it to bed, gave the guys off on Sunday, and have delved into this short week to get ready for our game on Friday. So that's where we're at today.
Time, is that why? Because you need to dive right into
Yeah, it's a shorter week, and so we just, and there wasn't going to be a whole lot of carryover things, especially defensively, and what we were going to do compared to what we have to do this Friday. So we just didn't spend any time on it. We needed to move forward and get ready for the next one.
Did any of the guys, like Mitch, for example, look back at the tape of Saturday's game?
Oh, I'm sure the players, I'm sure they always go back and look at the tape. So yeah, I'm sure all of them looked at it. And that doesn't mean that that I didn't look at it or that our coaches didn't look at it. I mean, we just didn't worry about grading it and talking it through or anything. You know, we needed to move on and get ready for the next one.
Because of Duke lost no outright state championship, how are y'all viewing this potential against NC State?
Well, I mean, it's for us. I mean, you know, our goals changed after that loss, and so our deal was to be 1-0, and so that was what we were last week, and that's what we want to be this week, is just be 1-0. That's our goal.
Coach, how bitter is this rivalry between North Carolina and NC State? I would say.
I'd say it's a great rivalry. You know, I think it's unique because your fans interact year round. They're always around each other, and so they work together. They you know, I'm sure that some of them are friends, and so it's something that's kind of unique because they're around each other all year round, and so I think it's pretty cool.
Is the sales pitch a lot easier for this game, just to get them all on the same page early in the week?
I don't really have to sell them on much. I mean, it's they understand the you know, what this game is about. I mean, they truly get it. You know, I think we've gotten the culture now where our guys prepare the same way week in and week out, and so I think they totally get it. Yes.
For you, you don't really strike me as a very emotional guy, at least when in your public persona. But might it be emotional for you at some point this week with this group that's going to be playing your last home game?
There's
how
no
much
doubt.
they mean to you in the program?
No doubt about that. Now, this senior class, I mean, they're doing some, you know, they've done some special things. And if you guys look back to when we were recruiting them, and there was a lot of negativity surrounding this program in every aspect. And so these guys were the ones, when we went into their homes and their schools, they believed and they bought in, and they wanted to change things here, and they did, and they have. And so, yeah, they're pretty special. I really think so.
Who was the toughest one to get to commit?
I couldn't tell you that. I don't know. Every one of them was, it was a battle for every single one of them, and it was a battle all the way to the end, you know. And you guys didn't make it any easier.
Regardless of how special this class is, I mean, as a rule, do you have any kind of techniques to kind of keep the emotion from getting too over the top on a senior day?
Yeah, definitely. We will, you know, we'll talk about, you know, in fact, I'm meeting with the seniors today because we didn't meet yesterday, and you know, there's different things that I'll talk about this week that will that for them will last a lifetime, and so we want it to be, you know, we want them to handle it the right way, and I want them to enjoy the process and every bit of it. But you really can't enjoy it if you're not successful.
Have you had any discussions with any of the underclassmen about going through senior day?
Nope, I haven't. So, and probably won't. So, it'll be for those 16 seniors.
How special has your relationship been with Ryan Switzers, if y'all share kind of on and off the field?
Well, a lot of it's because I'm just a little bit taller than him, and I don't get the opportunity to be taller than my players usually. So, no, I mean, he's, you know, what is there not to love about Ryan? I mean, he's a great kid. He came in here as a freshman with you know, a lot of hype behind him, and just a wide-eyed freshman that wanted to do whatever he could do, and you know, really had no idea what it meant to be a wide receiver, and what it was going to take, and he knew he had the work ethic, but he had no idea where he was going on that path, and he bought in, and he's become one of the best in the country, I think, and he's just you know, he's just a heck of a kid.
How's he grown, you think,
Oh, he-
off the field?
Yeah, I mean, you know, and that, you can say that for each one of these guys. They've just, I mean, they've grown into the men. I mean, they got here and they were young men, you know, and some of them thought they were grown. And, but what they've learned over the last 4 years and the adversity that they've, you know, had to deal with, I mean, they're prepared now. They're prepared to take on the world, and they're prepared for life after football. You know, whether that's here at, whether the next couple games are last games or they go on and play at the next level. Whenever that is over, when football's over for them, I truly believe they're prepared and ready for the world.
I know that you said you were done worrying about the interceptions, but when Dominique got his hands on that ball and actually caught it, what was your reaction to that as he's running down the field?
You know what, I just said, you know what, that's about right. You know, you're gonna do it in a game where they might throw, I don't know how many times did they throw the ball?
Maybe 36.
6, I think.
Yeah, 6
Oh,
times.
it's all season, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just 6 in that game. I mean,
Yeah.
so we're gonna get a pick when they throw it 6 times, so, you know, that's kind of ironic, so, yeah, I was excited for him.
The guys had actually spoken for several weeks, even Coach Warren did, about interceptions can be a very random thing. Does that kind of illustrate the randomness of it? 6 passes, you pick one off and take it in?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's, I mean, you never know. I mean, you know, you got, and they can come in bunches. I mean, so good things can happen from this point on. You know, and maybe just finally broke the ice, and you know, we can expect more here in the next, this week.
Coach, as far as the X's and O's, NC State may not have the record that they were expecting to have coming into the season, but they're still a pretty talented team, right?
Oh, yeah, they're a very talented team. I mean, you know, just start with their defense and what they're doing over there. I mean, their defensive front is exceptional. They've got linebackers that can run, they can cover you on the back end. They're really good. I mean, they are really good defensively. And then on the offense, you know, they brought in a new offensive coordinator, changed their offense, brought in a new quarterback. And I don't think that anybody expected it to happen in 1 year. I mean, it just normally doesn't happen that way, you know. And so, but you look at where they are now compared to where they were, and they've gotten much better, you know. So their special teams are always solid. They always give you problems. And Dave's going to have them ready to play. I mean, they're going to be ready to play. You guys know how it is in a rival. You throw the records out. I mean, none of that matters. It's going to be who is. You know, they're going to be physically prepared. It's going to be who's mentally prepared to go out there and play a hard-fought, physical game and come out on top.
You've played some teams like Miami-Dade that throw a lot of different looks and stuff at you. With NC State, did they have a lot of variations to what they do?
They do, and they do a great job with their blitz packages, and you know, I just think they do a really nice job. And then you offensively, you know, they've got all kind of atypical things with you know, unbalances and wildcats and all the different things that they add to the offense to make it difficult for you.
Are there any seniors that stand out in particular and had a huge role in changing the culture here since you got here? Guys,
I mean, you can just go right down the list from Matt Collins to Caleb Peterson to Des Lawrence to, I mean, TJ Logan. I mean, just roll down that list. I mean, because every one of them did. Every one of them played a major impact in changing the culture, you know, and because they believed from the beginning, you know, and they were able to see different styles of leadership as they grew within the system and developed their own style that's made them where they are today. And so I think they're a pretty special group. I really do.
Do you get the sense that they'll be, whether they're in the NFL or in professional life, continue to be invested in North Carolina's program?
Oh, I think so. I think they're going to be great ambassadors for our program. I really do, and they already are. You know, I mean, just in the way they handle themselves in a daily matter. I mean, just off the field. I mean, they're great kids. They're great kids, or great men, I should say. Now I can't call them kids anymore, but. You know, I'm very proud of those guys. I'm proud of those 16, and you know, I can think 3 of the 16. I mean, their careers ended a whole lot earlier than they wanted them to, and was very unfortunate. But they've still been very involved. I mean, you know, Ferranto, I mean, he'll hold a sign with the best of them now. I mean, he gives it everything he's got. You know, and you got you know, Mac and Caleb that are still doing everything they can to lead. They're in practice every day. They're in all the meetings. I mean, they're doing everything they can because they want to be a part of it.
Speaking of culture, How far along is the culture that you envision you could create or you can instill here from when you took over?
How far along? I
Yeah.
mean, we're getting close to being there. I mean, we're in a lot of ways we're there, you know, and so, and what I mean by that is that I'm not the one that has to do it all. I'm not the one that has to preach it every day. We've got seniors, juniors, sophomores that know, hey, this is the way we do things. So when these freshmen come in here, it's like, hey man, this is what we do. This is how we do it. And so that's the culture that you create. You know, where guys are teaching the younger guys how we do things, how they carry themselves, how they react in situations. And so when I don't have to do it or the coaches don't have to do it, that means you've established things the way you want them.
How much does it help to have Marquise Williams back on the sideline and
Yeah.
have somebody like Eric Ebron tweeting out stuff about Carolina?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, that's what you want. You want, you know, when your guys go through your program, you hope that the experience is good enough for them and that they enjoyed it and they learned something from it and they want other people to experience that same thing. And so that's what we want for all of our guys, is we want them to be successful. We want them, you know, unfortunately, they don't all play the same role on the team. And sometimes you get guys that aren't happy with their role, and so, you know, they may not be as happy or may not be as excited about what's going on in the program. But that's where the team comes in. And then you find the guys that didn't have much of a role that just loved being, you know, a part of it and being one of the spokes in the wheel. And because everybody plays a role in whatever happens in our, you know, in our program.
Did Queese talk to the team or?
No, he spent most of his time with the quarterbacks like I knew he would. You know, I got a chance to hug him and tell him I loved him, and that was about it. And then he spent most of his time with Mitch and those quarterbacks. I mean, those are his brothers. I mean, he spent, you know, countless hours in those meeting rooms with each other. And so, yeah, I mean, getting to be back and getting to spend some time with him, I think he really enjoyed.
How big is having those guys come back and Ebron tweeting what he does kind of solidify that this is a program now, not just a series of teams?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think it's, you know, it brightens my day every time, and I get a lot of text. I mean, and those guys aren't the only ones. I mean, just throughout the weeks, you know, that they reach out, hey, I'm coming to the game, you know, I mean, and I want to make sure and take care of them. I want to make sure that they know they're welcome here and they're loved, and this is their home, and they built this place, not me. I mean, they're the ones that did it. They're the ones that sweated and bled and cried and all the things that go into it. So, I want those guys to be back here as often as possible. And I try to keep up with them as much as I can. You know, I mean, it was very unfortunate. I heard about Gio yesterday, reached out, hadn't gotten contact with him yet, but I'm hoping to today sometime.
In terms of culture, is it more of a football culture here now than when you first arrived?
Well, I mean, that was not my plan. The plan was not to change the culture of the school or the community. The plan was to change the culture within the football department, you know, and I mean, that when these guys, when they come to the University of North Carolina, they expect to win. When they step on the field, they expect to win. It doesn't matter who we play, and that there's a standard in the way we play, and that they're striving to reach that standard each and every day. And that's the way we prepare, the way we are in the weight room, you know, meeting rooms, everything. And so that's the culture that you're trying to create. Not are we trying to turn this into a football school? You know, I don't know. That's never been something that I felt like needed to be done or is important to do. You know, we just need to take care of our business and be successful, and that's all that we need to do.
And you say you've done that?
Would I say we've done that? Well, I mean, you know, we have in some scenarios. I mean, in the last couple of years, we've won quite a few games, and I mean, I think there's only 6 teams in the country that have won more games than we have in the last 2 years. You know, and so that's pretty impressive. And you look at those 6 FBS teams from the Power 5 conference that have, I mean, they're all very strong traditional schools, and so I think, I am proud of what these guys have accomplished. I am, very much so.
Aaron Crawford had 10 tackles Saturday. What's kind of been the arc of his season? Because he's certainly become a big.
Yeah, I think he's just getting better and better. You know, he's still young. I mean, he's a true sophomore, and you know, he's really fit into being that force inside. You know, he's a big-bodied guy that's tough to move, plays hard. You know, I mean, y'all saw his unique when he got his sack, his unique dance or whatever that was. I mean, you know, so him and Nas had a bet. Whoever got the first sack, the other one would shave his head. So, you know, Nas has got to shave his head today after practice. So I know they're all excited about that.
He's doing that after practice?
I believe so, yeah.
Des Lawrence has been a player that's been a leader for the last 2 years or so, and he's really good with the media and whatnot. How important has he been as a leader, part of this team, and as a player for y'all?
Very much. I mean, he's been a guy that you know, we had struggles in his 4 years. If you think about where we were defensively and where we are now, I mean, there was a guy that was solid all the time, doing exactly what was expected, and leading and trying to be positive all the time, even when things were really bad. You know, and you just seen him grow and become a better corner every single year. Just kept his nose to the grindstone, stayed on guys, kept preaching, kept believing, and he's made it happen.
As experienced as the offensive line was coming into the season, one mainstay physically and with performance has been Lucas.
Yeah.
What has he meant to the program, and especially the way he's been able to kind of keep things
He's like
together?
a rock, you know. First of all, he talks about as much as a rock, all right? He doesn't say anything, but he is just like solid as you can possibly be. I mean, it's not what kind of game did Lucas have? It's going to be the same every week. I mean, that's the thing, that consistency in the way he plays at a high level every single week. I mean, that doesn't happen very often. And then to do it inside in there where nobody's looking, nobody sees. The only time you get your name called is if you do something wrong, you know. And so, I mean, he's just been that guy that's just been consistent as he can possibly be, week in and week out, from, you know, the time he wakes up in the morning until the time he goes to bed.
Your kicking game overall is as solid as it's been your 5 years here, top to bottom.
Yeah, still looking for that big punt return this year, you know, but when you look at it from top to bottom, I think it's in all phases of our kicking. I mean, we do some good things. We do some really
Punching,
good
right up
things.
to the national leaders in net punting and,
Kickoff returns,
yeah.
yeah, we've really done some really good things. I think we're #1 in the country in punt defense right now. I think we've given up, how many yards? 1, 2, 3?
.17 average.
Yeah, so that's pretty good, you know, and I mean, some of that has to do with, well, not some of it, a lot of it has to do with Tom Sheldon and what he's able to do and the hang time that he's able to put up there. You know, just a hair from Rat getting that other one in, you know, on the corner of the end zone the other day. And so he's become a weapon for us. I mean, it really has. And you know, the only thing we got to get done is we got to get a ball out. We hadn't gotten a ball out on punt returns or on punt. So we got to make that happen.
Anybody else?
All right, thank y'all.
Thank y'all.